Hi, guys, and welcome back to the Popcorn for Dinner podcast. And today we'll be talking about the best show on TV, of course, the HBO favorite, The White Lotus. And, you know, I feel like when you're actually recording a podcast, the first thing to do on a podcast is actually turn up to record that podcast. So I think today I'm joined by my good friend Haja. Oh wait, I'm not with my good friend Haja because she's not around and she didn't tell me she was coming until 5 minutes ago. So we've got, the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer,
Pulled me off from the bench,
Olivier
didn't you?
Giroud. Today I'm joined by my great friend who actually turns up, Bankole.
I didn't. Thank you. I didn't expect to be a what do you call it, a replacement guest on my own podcast, but here we are.
It
Thank
just,
you,
it just always
thank you,
brings you
Haja.
back in, doesn't it? It just
I
kind of
mean, if
helps us
you're
out.
if you're watching on YouTube, you can tell that I'm still wearing my robe, my winter robe, because this was a very last minute
This is
situation.
definitely not your habitat. You're wearing like 4 layers,
Actually, let
man.
me let me remove it because we need to be professional. Shouldn't we? We need to be professional. I'll remove it.
Well, to be fair, it's a hot episode, isn't it? So
It is a
you need
very
to
sexy and steamy season of White Lotus,
so
isn't
much
it?
sex, man. Jesus Christ. Anyways, before we get to the episode, guys,
Wait,
please
can we
don't.
just? I think we probably should we get one more dig in at Haja, just like
Nah,
for the
no, we'll
finals.
do it like along the episode. Don't worry.
But yeah, I mean, Jibs I think it's the first time since the Oscars. No, maybe did we
Really,
do Better
no
Call
way.
Saul? I don't know
Better
if we
Call
did Better.
Saul.
Did we do
Oh, we
Better
didn't do
Call
any
Saul together?
industry, wasn't I? Because I was, doing other
I
things.
don't think we did Saul together.
We didn't do Saul. No, we
Maybe
did like
one
one
of
of
the earlier episodes. Yeah,
one of
of
the
course.
early early episodes.
Still, that's a wow. That's
Well, yeah,
that's at least six
shout out to
months.
Ube. He was,
Shout out to you, baby. Put it four straight months. Shout
what a
out
guy,
to
man. What a guy. Actually turns up. Unlike. Anyway, guys, before we get to the episode, please don't forget to review, rate, subscribe in all the platforms, whether it's Spotify, YouTube, whether you're looking at our faces, all the platforms really helps us, you know, in terms of how I record things and what to focus on. Also, don't forget to just, drop us DMs, suggestions on what you think we should discuss, other ideas or suggestions for the podcast as well would be much appreciated. So please, if you listened so far, just rate, review, give us any ratings whatsoever. Drop us some hate, drop us some suggestions. We appreciate it all, and it really helps us in what we're doing. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
Bankley
while
really
I'm here,
appreciates it as well.
I can tease that we're gonna have episodes on the final season of Atlanta. We'll be back for that. We're gonna talk about Black Panther. We're gonna talk about. I have a recommendations episode coming up soon. Where I'm gonna give out some shows that maybe you guys didn't hear about over the course of the year that you want to watch over the
So we're
course
going to recommend Black Adam to them.
No, trust me. Look, I edited your Black Adam tirade from the last episode. I'm not about to do that again.
Gosh, this oh man, Dwayne
Even
Johnson
though
really
I mostly agree with you, which is very rare when it comes to superhero movies. But
nice one.
anyways, yeah, we're gonna record. I'm sorry, recommend shows. I'm gonna do a top 10 obviously towards the end of the year. That'll be a very fun episode. I'm trying to figure out how to make work. Baba, who you guys might know, he's been on the podcast a few times. Oh, actually, I think he's been on the podcast only once. Him and I used to watch The Walking Dead. We haven't watched The Walking Dead in like
Oh
3 years,
God,
but we're going to tune in
that's
and
still
watch
going
the
on.
finale. It's ending in like a week or so.
Jesus,
So we
talk
want
about
to
like
just
three seasons too late, man. It's like soon,
wait.
isn't it?
I stopped watching 3 seasons too late, so the show is ending maybe 5, 6 seasons too late.
Oh my God,
Uh, I mean, the first season is like pure art. It's actually like
I'm not a zombie guy.
no, it's not like I'm not. I'm just saying like as in everyone like the first season of The Walking Dead, even second season was like, oh, you're doing what you need to be like. It's
I
not.
thought the
Yeah, I know.
I thought the season where like Negan, is that his name?
Yeah, no, that was
Alfred D.
yeah.
Morgan.
Negan.
Wasn't
That's
that
when it
like
became. Yeah, no, no. There were good seasons. There were good seasons. But like I'm saying, like you know how people were like, oh, I'm not a fantasy guy, but Game of Thrones is like art. That's how obviously Walking Dead was on that level, but that's how Walking Dead
right?
was. Like you didn't have to be zombie. It was telling a good story, and then things just happened. There was a change of leadership, and it just
Ah,
just went
right.
down the line. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna. Baba and I are gonna tune in and watch it and see what if we understand anything that's happening. In it. That should be fun. It's gonna be a live watch episode. That should be fun. And then yeah, I'll do some recommendations, and then we'll probably cut off for the yeah. So just some fun stuff for you guys too. listen to.
I think Christmas movies coming out.
I'm sure they are. I mean, that's not
Cheeky
really a genre
Christmas
that I follow, but
podcast.
there's the one with. Anyway, I'm never going to say who's in it because you don't like either of them, and that would
Tell
be
me,
another
tell me,
10 minute
tell me.
segment. I'm not doing it because that'll be a 10 minute segment that I do not want to edit out. So can we just
Oh my
continue?
gosh. Okay, guys. Thanks a lot for everything, for listening, and yeah, let's get into the podcast. Yeah, so guys, The White Lotus, season 2, episode 2 and episode 3, both called, or each called The Italian Dream and Blue and Bull Elephants, respectively. I think the best thing about talking about The White Lotus is like every single, obviously at the start of every podcast, we have to say who it was written and directed by, and kind of like, it's written and directed episode again, but it's it's written and directed by Mike White.
No googling involved here.
No
You
Googling
just know.
involved. Complete creative control over this series. And what do you think about that? Just off the top of your head, just
um.
him having the autonomy to do anything he wants to do.
So I've never really, not never really. I wasn't really a Mike White person. I didn't know about his work going into. Apparently, Mike White is he was a contestant on Survivor.
Yeah.
Like he's apparently a very enigmatic person in Hollywood. Like he's been a contestant on Survivor and written stuff. But like, what people might not know, the reason this show
I
even
mean,
came
unless you're
about.
whacking Phoenix, you need to be an enigmatic person in Hollywood, don't
Fair,
you?
yeah. He people might not know the story. Like Casey Bloys, who is head of content at HBO, was just
Hmm.
like, look, Mike, because obviously Mike White has done some stuff for Mike White has done some stuff for HBO in previous years, and it was like, look, Mike, I know you write fast. There's a global pandemic. We don't have stuff. Like, can you write something for me? And then we'll go and shoot this now, and it comes out in like a year. This was for the
Hmm.
first season, so like, yeah, Mike White just went and wrote 6 episodes, and then they shot that. So like, it wasn't like this thing that was planned for 10 years or whatever. So like, look, I know you write fast. I need a show. All my shows are either like stuck in like production hell because of COVID, or the writers are still writing or whatever. So it's like, what can you do? And then so it makes sense that he will write them because there's no time to assemble a writing team or whatever. And I guess when you have success with that in the first season, you might as well just go ahead and do it in the second season. So I'm not
Hmm.
like, I don't know. I don't particularly hate it. A lot of people have done it before. If you do it and it's bad, Tyler Perry, then I have a problem. But like, if you can do it and it works well, then fair enough. Like,
um. So, just sort of talking about these 2 episodes, we're trying to do something quite different with these in terms of we're going to be talking 2 episodes. I mean, we'll see how it goes. Obviously,
mm-hmm,
you guys just tell us what you think about it. Leave us any suggestions or any recommendations of what you think we should do. But obviously, we're tackling 2 episodes for this podcast episode,
mm-hmm.
and we're going to sort of start with. I'm going to ask you this question: which storyline? We're 3 episodes in now, or which group of people are you most invested in?
Oh, it's the two couples.
The two couples,
Easily,
right?
easily. It's like Harper, Ethan. What's Theo James's character's
Cameron,
name? And
Cameron,
yeah,
Daph-
and Daphne.
Daphne.
I mean, obviously, it's helpful that like that storyline has a lot of the performers that I already like. Like I've
Hmm.
liked Megan Fahey a lot in the Bow Type.
Yeah,
Obi Plaza is Obi Plaza. Like Theo James.
Brothers Plaza.
I've never
Yeah.
really watched Theo James. So like Will Sharp, I've never
You didn't
watched
watch
him.
Divergent?
That's of course not. Um, Will Sharp, I've never watched him. I've been intrigued by him because he's a British writer and director.
He's
So I'm like,
British.
oh yeah, he's British. He's British. So there's a scene where him and Theo James, I'm like, oh, these are just two British men acting like
Yeah,
Americans in
I know
this
Theo
scene.
James is British. I didn't know he
Yeah,
was British.
yeah. Will Sharp is British. He's for anyone who's listening, he's married to Sophia Di Martino, who was Sylvie on the Loki show. But yeah, he's a British writer and director. Like he's written movies and TV shows and created stuff. So I was like, oh, I'm always intrigued with someone like that just doing it. So even just from a meta point of view, I'm already interested in that storyline. And I just feel like
Hmm.
it's the most interesting storyline. Um, although I am very intrigued by the three generation of men. I I I mean we can talk about it a bit later, but I'm intrigued a lot by that storyline just because I think it
Yeah, I
could
think
go
the more I thought
places.
about it, I think this show, because in the first season of the White Lotus, there was definitely a racial
Mm-hmm.
dynamic in
Mm-hmm.
there in terms of like how these white characters related to other characters or minor characters of color. And I think in this season, there's definitely been a shift from how do these, several men kind of relate to the women in their lives and the women around them.
Mm-hmm.
But before I go into that, what kind of psychopath runs every day during holidays?
Okay,
Wakes up in the morning and runs. I'm just like, I
I have
mean,
so many thoughts. Maybe
just
it's a
running
bit
in general.
maybe it's a bit
What do you think of the
fortuitous that
runners?
I'm on this episode because I have so many thoughts about. First of all, there's so many things you said. First of all, I said what kind of psychopath runs on holiday, right? That's one. But then I was thinking about when these guys were eating breakfast, not them, Tanya's assistant, Haley Lou Richardson's character, I can't remember her name now. Um,
Portia?
who is a character that I think she might be the one character I'm interested the most, like just as a character, not
Okay.
in terms of storyline, just like what exactly is going on with this character.
Mm-hmm.
But when her and Albie were having breakfast, they were eating like
Oh man,
fruits. And I was like, why are you eating fruits on holiday? No, it's a buffet
you don't
breakfast.
want
Do not eat
health, man. You
fruits
need
on
to go out and
holiday.
eat the most unhealthy shits. Yeah, I mean, I actually
But
tried it once. I went
yeah.
to around in the Mediterranean, and it's really
Ooh.
hot. It is really hot, and you're like, to be fair, my friend was like, if you want to do any sort of exercise whatsoever, you need to actually wake up in the, you know, early in the hours. I'm just
Yeah.
like, well, that. I mean, I'm already out of this because you're asking me to wake up around like 6, 7 on holiday, which is just out of that. But when he gets
So
back from his running,
yeah.
it was a very awkward, interesting, bemusing scene
I
where
like that
he's
you used
like,
the word awkward. But yeah, because
where he comes back and he's like jerking off, and Aubrey Plaza Harper sort of sees him, or well, he stops, but she can still hear
mm-hmm.
the. And he's
Yeah.
really casual. I was like, yeah, I was about to jerk off. I was
I
like,
think
do you not want?
she's like, why do you have a boner? And he's like, fair question. I'm like, that is a fair question. Thank you, well done. But I think it makes sense because later, obviously in episode 3, he says that he never lies to his wife. So he's just like,
Yeah,
why? What's the point of lying
so,
here? Like, this is what I was doing. Like, which makes sense.
yeah, it's not. Yeah, I mean, it's like even if you're like, oh, I was watching porn, it's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
and then
Okay.
sort of like, do you want to do it now? And it's like, no, I want to shower, and it's just like, oh, this
Okay.
is
So I have a problem because that scene, I think he does some of the whitest shit I've ever seen on TV.
go on.
Right. First of all, first time I watched it, I was like, oh, he's had a shower and he's going to bed to masturbate and he's going back to shower. So I was like, why is he having a shower again? Because he didn't
That's
finish.
yeah.
But then on rewatch, I realized that he hadn't showered after the run. He was fresh off the run and he took
Did he
his naked
not?
body to the bed.
That's
Do you know how
pretty.
fucking dirty? Do you know how white that is? Like he took his dirty, runny body onto his
We
bed
don't want to
naked.
alienate our Caucasian listeners, but
Look, man,
come on,
if I'm
guys.
sorry, but if you feel offended by what I just said,
you
then
guys,
you're
you
one of
guys
those guys
gotta talk
that
to
don't
a
wash your legs.
man's.
And I believe that all our listeners wash their legs. I just believe that. But then speaking of washing his legs, he spends like 5 seconds in the shower. Like, do you remember that scene? Like Obi
I
Plaza is
remember that
talking in the
scene. Yeah,
shower. That scene happens
yeah, that
in real
was
time. And I'm just like, oh my god, this is so disgusting. I can't believe I'm watching.
pretty musty. Well, I mean, he gets into the sea later on just to try and defend him.
No,
I
he
guess
doesn't.
or try and
That's the
defend
next
him.
episode actually.
That's actually the next episode, and that is I think I'm all out. I'm all out of excuses,
There's
but
no defense.
I feel
But
it's
yeah.
it's it's pretty interesting because you're sort of seeing this weird dynamic between both of them,
Mm-hmm.
Aubrey Plaza, Harper, and Ethan, and let's bring in Cameron and Daphne.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, their breakfast sessions, they're so. Gosh, I can't really watch this
No,
because
but
you're just
again,
trying
it's
to.
the word you said, awkward.
Awkward,
Because I was
yes.
thinking a lot about Mike White's writing. I was trying to understand what his writing is like, right? And
Mhm.
I think he does write a lot of realistic characters, but in a way that like maybe we don't really see them in real life, like in our
Don't sort
lives.
of realize it, yeah.
But they're also awkward and for different reasons. And like there's either there's something not being said, or there's something they're trying to hide, or is
Who's the
their
most normal person on
insecurity.
this show?
It might actually be Haley Lou Richardson's character, and she's not that normal. Because I
Right,
have thoughts
okay.
about Albie. I have serious thoughts about
We'll
Albie.
get to him.
So
I
yes, I don't
think
think it's
the
him.
more, yeah. Ugh, gosh, get that guy.
In actually, honestly, in terms of it might be Haley's character or F. Murray Abraham's character, Bert.
Yeah, because
Like this might
you
actually
know
be
what he is. You know
exactly,
what
which
he
is,
is. He's a
and I
sort
know
of.
both of them in real life. Like we know those two people. So, yeah, in terms of who it might be one of them, which is not setting a high bar. It's just like, but yeah, no, sorry. By the way, this is like I think this first time I've ever been on this podcast where I'm not the one leading. So this is a very interesting turn of
You take
fortunes.
control, don't you? No, this is my podcast, but it's because that episode you kind of see she's just sort of rebuffing
Mm-hmm.
Cameron at all chances. Then it sort of gets to the later scene where she's swimming. Then he does like this really weird, like sort of just childish middle school behavior sort of thing. Like it's
You
like,
don't
why
like
are you
me?
talking to me? Why don't you
Yeah,
like me?
yeah.
Like what? This is like, how old are you, big man? And she's like, no, I don't like you. I do like you. And it's like, okay, let's. Really strange. And I mean, do you think that's definitely going to have consequences later
Something has
on?
to happen there.
Do
Something
you
has
reckon
to
they're going to
happen there.
pipe? That was my question.
I mean, I know Haja definitely mentioned it when you guys
Mm-hmm.
talking about the pilot, the premiere, and there's definitely going to be
Wasn't
something
this
there. I don't
episode
know.
where she sees his ass as well?
That's in the first episode.
First episode, yeah.
So is that going to be a one-on-one thing? Like he's obviously going to flirt with her. He's already started trying to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they have like try to have sex one-on-one or I keep mixing that. I don't know. Like Daphne flirts with Ethan, or do they want a group thing? I don't know. But there's definitely sex involved in this storyline. Like it's not.
Has Aubrey Plaza
Um,
ever had a role like this before?
she says she hasn't, which is like.
Because she looks fine. She looks
Is that
peng.
why you? Okay, I thought you're asking for like artistic reasons. I feel like she looks.
No, but she's never like. I think you probably know a lot more of her material than me,
Not really. I haven't seen that much of Aubrey
but I think
Plaza. I
my
was thinking
idea of
about
what
it.
Aubrey Plaza does character-wise, it's like, awkward,
Mm-hmm,
sort of,
mm-hmm.
and she's doing that as well. But there's definitely you know,
No, sure, because Mike White says he wrote this role for her, and she's
mm,
like, whenever anyone writes a role for me, it's not this. It's really something like you said, more awkward or more sinister or like
more
more
sinister.
sneering.
Yeah,
Yeah, so definitely, I don't think she's done a
features.
role like this. No,
I mean, she's still doing that a little bit, but
because it's what
she
she's
has
great
a
at.
little,
Like,
she
yeah,
has a little spice, a little
well,
spice to
spicy
that. But
white. I
spicy
mean, she
white,
kind of is. She's half Puerto Rican on this show, isn't she?
Bankole.
Going on the show. I'm not.
Jesus
It's you that
Christ.
said she looks. It's you
That's
that
the
said,
sort of
look.
thing I'd say, not you say.
Exactly.
So
You said it. I'm finishing each other's
you're
sentences.
stomping all over my territory. Well, I mean, it kind of lean
Mm-hmm,
on to episode 3. They go to, well, Cameron and Daphne are supposed to be going to this spot called
mm-hmm.
Noto,
One of them.
but but obviously Cameron, Thea James' character, wants to go jet skiing. So so you're kind of seeing like, I mean, who is not who's controlling who, but who kind of wears the pants, who is the boss of the relationship. But kind of, what do you think of that little
Wait,
conversation on
who
that?
do you think is the boss? Who do you think is wearing the pants? Thea James?
I don't know.
I think she controlled that situation. I think she wanted him to go with her, but like when she realized that was not happening, she knew what she was going to do. Like she,
Because I think normally in a show, if they want to make it obvious that it was Thea James who has that, the upper hand of
mm-hmm,
that dynamic. They're
mm-hmm,
like, oh, okay, I'll just wait for you then. But she's like, no, I'm going to do my own thing. So
yeah.
I think which is
I
why,
mean, like,
maybe I think she does
should we
because
just talk about what I think is one of the best scenes of the episode, maybe the season so
let's
far?
go to, are we going to Noto?
Yes, that scene
Let's go
between
to
Aubrey Plaza and Megan Fahey is
it's so,
so
yeah,
good.
it definitely sort of follows up on what I was saying in terms of when Aubrey Plaza. I mean, it's amazing because it just goes to close up as well, where it's like, do you think he's cheated on you?
And she's
And
like, maybe once that I know of. I'm just
maybe
like,
ones that I know of. She's fully aware that she knows this guy is not
mhm.
the best of people. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not the number one
Well,
top
he's better than
top
his
husband.
friends, so that's
Top.
that's what that matters. He's better than his co-workers.
So I think she probably does what. Do you think she cheats as well?
I don't think so. I don't want. I
Right.
think maybe she
So do you
gets
do
her
you think she's at
revenge.
peace? She's at peace with
What
it.
does she say? She says this is the way I deal with it, right? Like I do what I want. That way I'm not resentful. Like I get to buy out a palazzo in in Nodo
Yeah.
and spend the night and do edibles. That way I'm not angry at the fact that he's probably cheating, right? So
Best
like
conversations happen during edible trips. I
yeah.
had it
So
from a friend.
um yeah. So I don't know. I think. I don't think she's cheated. I mean, I don't want to. It's weird. I don't know, but I think that scene really like. Look, Megan Fahey is doing an incredible job. This could be a nothing
There's
part.
so many, like all the actors in this show are
Yeah,
just
yeah.
amazing.
This could be a role that was just like, oh, this is just like a vapid woman stay-at-home wife who doesn't like
woe is
vote
me
or
sort of
whatever.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah, just binds her like this could, but like I don't know, she injects this kind of something. I don't know what it is. But she injects something
I
into
think
like
that scene
every line.
really added some, you know,
Hmm.
some layers
Like
to
she's
it.
not oblivious. She knows what is
No, no,
going on
no,
in the
no, no.
world,
She's completely.
and you can see that
Did you
Aubrey
say she's
Plaza's.
in control of the situation?
I don't know. Can you? I don't know if you
Whatever
can
that
be in control when
whatever
your
that
husband is cheating
means.
on you, but I think
Yeah,
she's in control of her reaction to it, and she's in control of how
right.
she's going to let it affect her. She's
No.
not going to be like angry or sad at her husband. Like, okay, you're cheating. Fair enough. I'm going to just use your money, I guess, and have my own fun. Like, I'm not going to be sad. I'm not going to be a victim, like she says, because which is why I think. And I think Obi Plaza, Harper, you can see Harper's like, oh, I actually respect you. Like,
Yeah,
I
because like
respect you a lot.
she
You're
always
not
had
what I
like
thought.
this idea or this perception of like that couple. They're all full of shit.
Mm-hmm.
They're not as happy as they think. There's problems to every relationship. Yada yada yada. Big hating energy, right? Bad vibes. Get away from me.
Big hating energy.
And I think once that scene happens, she's like, "Oh shit, like, okay. I think these people are a lot more
Nuanced.
complicated than
Yeah.
I
I mean,
think they
isn't
are."
because earlier in the episode they are fighting and they said they never fight. So,
Yeah,
okay.
I mean,
But
talk about loaded questions, man. Do you think Cam ever cheats on you? I mean, so that's like asking, "Have you stopped cheating on your
and it's the way
girlfriend?" It's
it's,
like, jeez.
it's the way she asks it. Like she's playing the piano and she's almost like she's been thinking about it. She just turns to her and obviously Daphne is like staring into the ceiling, high of edibles, high of maybe pain or whatever. And she's just like, do you think Cameron has cheated on you before? I'm just like, wow.
It's funny because like us we're about to digest that scene. We head back to the villa with Cameron.
Okay. I
With
was going to
Cameron
ask
and
Haja
Ethan.
this question.
Do you know that
Well,
funny?
this could,
Hold on. Let me cut you off because
yeah,
I never cut you off. So I'm gonna cut you off this time
yeah.
because Theo James Cameron was having that conversation about monogamy and how
Mm-hmm,
monogamy is all a farce and everything, right?
mm-hmm.
Do you know what's funny? I had
What?
that same conversation.
What side were you on? Were you on Theo
I
Jesus' side?
was no, because normally I always like troll and play devil's advocate, right? So I was against two couples, of course. So you can guess which side I was on. So I was kind of
Wait,
like
two couples as in four people?
four people, yeah,
Jesus.
yeah, Jesus.
So you're just there fighting the good fight
I was
of
there just
non-monogamy.
talking was man. It was middle of the night and I was a little bit waved. So I was talking about how anyway. I was like, "Hey James,
Did
that
you say it
sounds
was
very
created by the elite?
familiar." I I went a bit more evolution
We're
road.
not. Oh, don't tell me you did. That's the male podcast thing. We're not designed to be
I was,
monogamous. Oh my god! I hope you need to
but
know your
like they're
podcast.
having a good time, aren't they?
DJ's
Cameron and
character.
Ethan. Well, Cameron is having a good time.
So
Ethan is sort of
okay, I have so many questions. First of
go on.
all, did Ethan cheat? I didn't want to ask. I would have wanted. I would have wanted Haja to answer this question, but obviously
Yeah.
she
Also,
deserted us.
I was
But
gonna ask
deserted.
her. I'm not gonna call her name again this episode. I was gonna ask her what, because it's obvious that Cameron works in finance.
I mean, he says it
Haja,
outright now.
yeah, and I think
Hmm.
he's in sales in investment bank. He says
I
like
think it's investment
Harper.
banking. Yeah,
It's definitely Harper because he
probably.
was
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
So I'm gonna ask about that relationship as well in terms of because he wanted to basically be Ethan's coverage. Let's bring back the industry lingo.
Industry lingo.
Let's bring back industry lingo. So it's like, let me be your coverage. Let me
Well, I think it's two
manage
things.
your
He was
money,
saying that
basically.
he should have known beforehand so he could trade on it
E-
at
Exactly,
insider trading. Shout out industry,
exactly.
and then also he would have wanted to. He wants to come bring some of that money. Let's invest it for you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, female listeners, that anyone that's listening, all the
In
women that are
finance, reach
listening.
out. Well,
No,
that side of
not even
finance,
finance.
reach
Just
out.
if women that are listening. Let us like. Did Ethan? I want to know if Ethan
Oh,
like.
you want to ask her?
Yeah, by letter of the law, did Ethan cheat? And then if he
Well, because
did cheat, like
he
he kissed,
kissed
but it obviously stops
a.
it.
Who did he
He did
kiss?
Mia. I think it was Mia.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
sex
yeah,
worker, right?
yeah, Lucy as the actual sex worker, and then Mia as the singer, who is probably going to do some sex work before the
Who
season is
has
over.
an amazing voice.
She does have a good voice, and put the older man to shame because he was not singing
Yeah, he was like
by
he
our
was not.
standards.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, we have to go to that storylines. But yeah,
we'll get to that.
so I don't know. Like you said, all the actors have been really good, and I don't think I haven't loved Will Sharp's performance. He's been funny. I thought he was really funny in that breakfast when Obi Plaza is trying to be nice and he's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "Come to Nodo with me." And he's been very prickly. I haven't really loved the performance, but I feel like in the last 10 of this episode, like when he's just, it's like, "What the fuck? I want to sleep." He's
This is
smoking
not
in
me,
the
man.
room
This is not me at
before he
all.
opens the door for them to come in. When he's watching Mia, no, not Mia, sorry, Lucia
Lucia and
and
Cameron.
Cameron have sex,
Hmm.
and he's just like, "What the? How did I end up here?" Like you can see, I thought that was something. I think that's the best acting he's done this season so far, definitely. And I was very very affected by what Will
The
Sharp
last
was doing there.
25 minutes of episode 3
It was a lot.
was a lot because I feel
It
like
was a lot.
we were talking before we quick record. Like the first 2 episodes were basically season building, basically, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, just
And
table setting. Yeah.
which is, I mean, you have to do it, and I guess we have enough background now. I'm gonna actually start, hop on the bus. Let's drive the plot, innit?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I don't know. Do you have any other thoughts on this before we move on? I guess.
on the couples,
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see the repercussions of his infidelity, and well, Cameron's definite infidelity and
I
Ethan's.
mean, Ethan is going to tell Harper. It's just, I guess, it depends like what
Is he going to
happens.
tell Harper? We'll see.
Yeah, true, true.
Why is
But
Harper?
yeah,
Harper probably ask why are those locals looking at us in that weird way? What happened? We need to another conversation into another conversation.
I mean, Mia. Just before we leave, Mia is so not for this life. Like he's like no once, and
Oh,
Mia's like, okay, he said no, that's fine. I'm gone. Like I don't even want to be involved in this.
because she
Meanwhile,
hasn't actually
no,
piped,
she
has
hasn't.
she?
No, she hasn't.
No,
She hasn't.
because
She doesn't
she was
want to
supposed to
be.
pipe in parade character and she slept off, didn't she?
Yeah. Um.
Tough one, man. Come on.
Yeah. No. I'm intrigued. Yeah. I'm very intrigued because like there's and even just like back to quickly episode 1 when Cameron is like, "I'll go with you." You
Hmm.
being Obi Plaza to get the swim trunks. There's a look Daphne gives. I, I don't know who she. I don't know if she gave the look to Cameron or to Ethan, but she look at she's like almost either it's like I know what you're doing because you like to cheat, or this is part of the
Mm.
plan. So I don't know if it's like a swinger situation or like I'm interested to know what the plan is here, or is he just going on his own and just wanting to like flirt with and maybe have sex with Aubrey Plaza's character? I'm very interested to see what she says.
Just wants to pipe everything. He's just having a good holiday, man.
I
Just
mean, he
got a
says,
good
look,
week.
he says everybody cheats. That's what he said.
Me
So
for monogamy. But
anyway, do you want to move on?
let's move on. So let's talk about Tanya and Greg.
Oh, I thought we were going to go to the next. Okay, let's talk about
No,
Tanya. So this will be
yeah,
quick. Let's talk about Tanya and
I
Greg.
let's throw a nice curveball, mate.
Let's talk about Tanya and Greg.
I sort of started from like both ends of the spectrum of
Okay, I have a question, and I
how
guess
didn't
it's
they fucking fall off that moped? That's my first question.
oh look. See, Greg is a terrible person, and I don't think Greg is cheating because it seems a bit too obvious that he's cheating. Do
I've
you get
heard
what I
all
mean?
sorts, man. I've heard there's another family.
I heard that as well.
I've heard,
So
yeah,
I think I heard that the cancer was back or something, but
yeah.
so I don't think he's cheating because it's a bit too obvious if he's actually cheating, and maybe the show doesn't want to do that. So that's a bit obvious. So I don't think he's cheating. But whatever he's doing, he's not a good person. Greg is it like he gives so many
Is he
snide
not?
remarks.
So what's the dynamic
But
between them there? Because I feel like she definitely has the upper hand in that relationship.
well, she has the
Because
because she has the money.
so how does
But
that? You're a lawyer,
uh,
so how does that prenup work then? Because I thought she's richer than him.
yeah, she's way rich. So she made him sign a prenup. So if they break up, he
Ah,
gets
right.
nothing.
So he's not gonna leave a shit. But he has
Yeah,
money as well, though. But
not
probably not her
really.
money.
No, I don't think he has money. Like he has money. Like I said, he works to get money. He
Right,
doesn't
right.
have
Hers is like
disposable
wealth,
income.
isn't it?
Like, I
Right.
don't think
Okay.
I think he's well. Obviously, he's wealthy enough to live to be at a White Lotus as for season 1.
Hmm.
But also, he thought he was dying. So maybe he was giving up all his money. I don't think. So I think he's making good money for someone that's working in 9 to 5. He's
Right.
definitely not
Okay.
like she's what $500 million. Like she's different. She's
She's
different.
Magni.
He's probably the poorest person at that White Lotus right now. Like that's what people we know. Greg.
Ooh.
He's poorer than the Hollywood guy. The Hollywood guy, I think, is like a Harvey Weinstein kind of guy.
You're right. Yeah. Done.
He's poorer than Cameron and Ethan. Like, so yeah, I think he's definitely poorest out of them.
Is Cameron? Is he old money or is he just investment banking money?
I think it's best because I thought it was old money, but then Ethan was like, you've been good for a while. So I think he probably just went to Goldman very early and just started
Right.
making
because he has
making
like two
Harper
kids,
money
doesn't he?
very
So he's
like
probably like
yeah.
a director or something.
Yeah,
Makes
yeah.
sense. Yeah.
So, okay, but my question was, so the question I guess is twofold. And I can come now. How many? If you are at a Hilton, let's say you're at Hilton. Look,
Mario,
I don't want to show my ass here, but I'm not saying Hilton is the best. Like, because people are like, what are you talking about Hilton? Hilton is not a five
Four
star.
Seasons.
I don't know anything. I don't know anything about hotels. So I'm just using Hilton because the first thing that came to my mind. But if you're at a top hotel, right, in London, let's not even say London. Pick somewhere. I don't know.
Bristol.
Pick somewhere realistic. If you're at a top hotel in Barcelona and somebody
Okay,
dies,
that's
right,
definitely not Bristol then. But carry on.
and somebody dies, would you go to another branch of that hotel in a different country, or would you just stop going to the hotels in
I won't
general?
stop going to. I mean,
You won't
if
stop
I really,
going.
I mean, death aside, if I really enjoyed my experience, I know that sounds really shit to
Death
say,
aside.
but I feel it's like once you reach a certain level of wealth, it's a certain level of service and stuff that you just expect that not a lot of places that probably give you.
Okay, that aside. If
It's like if you only know Four Seasons,
yeah,
that's all you know. You're not gonna go to freaking
yeah, that's
travel
fair.
lodge, are
That's
you?
fair. That's very fair. But I guess behind it, or that anyway. Okay, my second question, which is very similar, is if you hear of a very famous death at the Four Seasons in Barcelona, and then 2 years later there's another group of deaths at the Four Seasons in Italy, would you still be going to Four? Wouldn't you stop going to Four
If I'm
Seasons?
the FBI, I'm charting that
I just feel like
person.
who is still like how are we gonna have a season 3 of the show? Who is still going to White Lotuses when there's so many deaths around
So
White
can I
Lotuses?
ask about this? Is supposed to be an anthology series, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about Jennifer Coolidge being on this season?
Okay, so unlike you, like I mentioned, I think I've alluded to earlier this season. I like to like show me what you want to show me, and then I'll decide whether I want it or not. Right. So
Right.
they said, well, season 2, give it to me, and we decide. Big Little Lies season 2, I'm excited. It comes
Oh
out,
my
it's not
god.
as good. That's fine. You get, but I don't want to prejudge.
Westworld
So
season
when
two?
Westworld season 2, I think is good. Westworld season 2 is good. It's not as good as season 1. Westworld just
RP
dropped in
Westworld, man.
quality. Yeah,
Pouring
RP
out for
Westworld.
me.
That's a podcast on its own because I think that was very surprising and like
It had
not in
one.
terms of ratings, but
Carry
like
on.
why does it like Westworld Hydro were like we're not going to give Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy a final season? That's so weird to do. I think maybe I don't know. Anyway,
If did you not see the metrics, you
no,
don't
I did
understand.
now, but like,
You don't understand
but
HBO.
HBO is not that kind of network. They're usually like, okay, we'll just because it's one last season. They're like,
Yeah,
we're going to give
The Wire finished, so
plus
get what you're
exactly
saying.
plus they have another show that's meant to be coming out with Nolan, directed by Denis. Like, I think I don't know if they're
Yeah,
started like
yeah,
so they're meant to have a relationship. I don't know. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah. So give me season 2. That's fine. Tanya, I wish she didn't come back. I wish Tanya didn't come back for this season.
yeah.
I
Because I
wish
feel like
for two main reasons. One, I'm tired. I'm enough. I think I'm tired.
I'm
I'm tired
tired.
out. I'm tired out. But also, secondly, I think it would have been better if there was no connection to season 1. Just a fresh new cast.
Fresh anthology.
Everything is just only thing connection is the White Lotus. I honestly, she's like Tom Hollander, who is an actor I really like, is
Yeah,
finally
we saw him
appearing.
in episode 3. Yeah,
Yeah, finally, and he's in her
he was in
storylines. I
that.
think.
What's that? Amazon
Oh, what? Night Manager.
Night Manager. Yeah,
That was actually. I think I've seen other things, but that's the one place I always remember him from. But yeah, he's going to be in her storyline. So obviously, I'm going to be, I guess, interested in that storyline. So hopefully that bodes well for coming episodes.
hmm
But I would have preferred no Tanya in this
I
season.
guess. I mean, if you want to defend why she's here, you could say she's introducing a Portia character,
Yeah, I
which I
mean, in terms
think
of
is
story, yeah, I guess,
unnecessary in terms of
yeah,
storyline.
yeah,
But if Jennifer Coolidge was a fresh face,
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, that could still work anyway. So I guess people, the fans, because she won an Emmy, didn't she?
Oh, I mean, in terms outside, if you're going outside the story, I know why she's there. Like, she was the
Yeah,
breakout in
fans
season
want more
1.
Coolidge, so
She
give us more
won the
Coolidge, and
Emmy.
that's
Like, she's Jennifer Coolidge. Mike White is a very close friend. Like, he basically wrote the show for her because he was like, I want to showcase your talent. So, like, so I know why she's there outside of
apparently
the
she's good
story.
vibes on set as well.
Yeah, yeah, but everybody like people have liked Jennifer Coolidge for like almost 2 decades. Everybody was so happy when she won the Emmy. Like, people like
Watch
Jennifer
American Pie,
Coolidge.
of course you'd like her, you know.
Well, I never watched American Pie,
I
unlike
watched
you.
American Pie a lot.
You're the heathen. Um, so yeah, I don't know. But
She does
yeah, no,
this annoying cry, and it's so childish,
but she
man.
does some things that are generally so funny. Like
Oh
like
man,
like when Greg is like, I've been married 4 times, and she just
she's
breaks
like
down.
4 times, and she's like, no, you're the fourth. It's like I'm the fourth.
And the way she chooses to cry. I mean, we might talk about the hotel manager in a second, but when she's like, "Who am I?" It's like Peppa Pig.
Well, she's
Like
Peppa
no,
Pig. That hotel manager, Valentina, she needs to relax with her shade. To be fair, apparently
Valentina.
Italians throw
Yeah,
a
that's
lot of
what Hannah
shade.
was saying. I mean,
Yeah,
because she's never saying it like she's shade. She's just saying it like straight.
I mean, there's being brutally honest.
Like we're going to go to them in a second. When she's like, "Was she going to sleep with your father?"
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, let's quickly finish about Tanya and Greg. So
Yeah,
yeah, I would wish Tanya was in this season, but like she's very insane, and there's some parts in her story that I like, and I think that, like you said, it have been great on a fresh new character. But like, I think the way she interacts with Haley Richardson's character is ridiculous. Like she just like sit down there while I cry in the room and read the Vanity Fair. But that's what you can do when you have 500 million or 500 billion, whatever they said. Like it's just like
yeah.
it's
Because
different level.
you sort of because every time you see Portia, you're always wondering, like, cheer up, innit? Why you can you stop being a miserable wreck? But when you're sort of watching her with um, Jennifer Coolidge's character Tanya,
Yeah.
and she's like, "See her while I cry," kind of like you probably get this 6 times a day,
Hmm.
and that must be extremely exhausting, and that might make you want to, you know, jump out of a window or something. So I can probably understand bit
Oh,
more now how you're
she's
feeling.
a
Like
trooper. Like to survive with this.
exactly,
But yeah,
she's
it's just
done really well,
ridiculous.
man. She's done so well, just for the show to reward her with. Um, but Greg,
Do
do
you
you
want to
feel he's
move
actually
on?
going for?
Okay,
No, no,
let's talk
no.
about
Yeah, I
Greg.
want to talk about Greg first. Do you feel like
Okay.
he's? Do you feel like he's actually going for work?
No, 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 no. I mean, he says I love
Because it
you. He's
says like
definitely
he's
not
going
going
to be
for
gone for
work.
2 days,
Yeah, he's
and he's
definitely not
going
going
to be
for
back.
work. Look at the way he
He's
was
going to be
packing
back.
for 2 days. No, no,
So how
no.
long is Jennifer Coolidge
I think they're all
and
there for a
Tanya
week.
at the White Lotus? Just a week,
I think they're all there
and
for
your
a
someone
week.
is
Like,
basically
yeah,
gone for 2 days.
yeah. Which is what
That's
she was.
taking the piss, man.
I mean, Tanya made some points. She was like, I'm only here for, and you made me get rid of my sister, which is not just like everybody's just wrong on this show. Like everybody's just wrong. But Tanya made some points. She was like, I'm only here for 7 days, and you're going to be gone for 2 days, and you know it's not going to be 2 days. You're going to call me and extend. So I don't know. Okay, are we just all going on Greg being cheating, or is there's probably more to it, right? Or is he just he's just cheating?
I feel like that would be the obvious choice about him cheating, and I don't
Hmm.
think. I think Mike White. I think there might be something up his sleeve.
Yeah, unless he's just like, you know what, I have twists elsewhere. Here is just what you see. This guy is cheating. Like, but like he
Because on
says, I
one
love
hand,
you.
you're
It's not
like,
work. It's not work.
you're like, why is Greg treating her like that? It's not fair. I know she's a
Hmm.
handful, but you might think that someone that agreed to marry her might actually pull up with her shit and everything. But on the other hand, you can see the way, she treats her assistant, and you're like, I mean, I'm not sure I feel sorry for you and everything. So yeah, Tanya, we'll see how that goes. I still can't believe. I mean, I was watching that moped ride, and I mean, just that ride through Southern Italy. I just wanted to book a fucking ticket straight away, man, next
Oh, it's
weekend because
beautiful.
that looked
It's beautiful.
amazing. Yeah, just amazing,
Uh,
amazing, amazing.
but
She
yeah, I'm
needs the Mediterranean
interested to see.
training. Let's talk about Portia
Just Porsche. Let's talk about Porsche. Why, sure, why not?
because I feel Portia will definitely lead on to. I, I guess we could group her on with the Degrassiers.
Yeah.
I mean, she just wants dick, doesn't she? What did she say? She just wants to be thrown around. Is that what her friend said
No,
she
she
needs
said
to do?
she wanted an Italian man to just throw her around.
Yeah,
Which
and Abby's Italian, isn't he? But
is
that
Italian
guy was
American.
really pissing me off.
Let's talk about her first. Let's talk about her
Let's
first.
talk
So I
about her
think
first.
obviously in two
What's
and
the
three,
deal?
some things obviously come like everybody's on this show, she's awkward, but I think some things she obviously has, like I said, she's dealing with, she has meds. She stole some meds from
She stole
from
some meds.
Tanya.
Yes, she
So
did.
that's obviously not going to end well. And I don't know, it's just you can tell that she's definitely there's something with her. Like she's obviously
Yeah, because
very
she always sounds
depressed.
so like, yeah,
Yeah, because
down.
they're talking about something. She's like, I can't, and she just
Just can't.
just
I
blurts
just
out,
hate
I
my
can't
life
stuff my face or
anymore.
whatever. So she's definitely depressed. she's on meds, and then we don't know what else is there. So like, there's definitely going to be something there, and like, yeah,
Tough beat for
um,
her. And she meets this Italian guy,
what the nice guy.
the nice guy, who doesn't believe in the patriarchy. Bankole sounds like you, doesn't he? He's
Oof. Okay, fuck you. Um, where do you want to start talking about this
Where do
three
I want to
guys?
start with this fucking guy, man?
Do you want to start with
Um,
LB?
I mean, because he's saying like, I mean, what did he say? He likes. He said he's a nice guy, and he's that sort of person on Twitter who tweets, "What do nice guys ever get? Nice guys always finish
Mm-hmm.
last." He's
Mm-hmm.
that sort of person. And
Is that meme? Is that meme of like when you know the
is
guy
it
with
beat
the
it chick? That
yeah,
meme.
yes, the guy with the glasses?
Anyone
Check.
just Google beat it chick meme. That's
That's
what
the
this
name
army guy
actually.
is
No.
about. Because I think we
Um,
asked him. I think he asked, like he said, his type is what did he say?
God, he said he's attracted to broken birds.
Broken birds, pretty broken birds. And there was like this
Bro,
smirk on his face, and she was like, literally on my notes on here, I was like, "Is Abby a fraud?"
oh, on my notes, which I wrote after episode 2,
hmm
I'll be definitely an incel. Those are my
Yeah.
exact
Do you reckon he
words.
watches Andrew Tate and Jordan P? Well,
So,
to be fair though,
okay,
he's against patriarchy, so I don't think he watches
yeah, so
them.
let's talk about, I think it's interesting to talk about
So
Albie in
he's the
terms of,
worst sort of incel because he's not braggadocious like Andrew Tate. He's like
yeah,
the incel you're not expecting,
mm-hmm.
and those are the worst apparently, from what I've heard.
Not from your personal experience.
Not from my first
Um,
experiences.
so Albie, I think it's performative nice.
Mm,
And I mean, look, it's two guys talking about nice
because
guys on a podcast. So this is
mate,
again, Haja. Thank you for leaving
we're
and not.
amazing guys, and exactly how you're supposed
Um,
to sort of interrupt me here and be like, go on like some 10 minute soliloquy
no,
about
but
something.
yeah. So Haja, thanks a lot for that, for leaving these two guys talk about what it means to be a nice guy.
About
But no,
great men.
I think the moment, like, look, maybe we're trained by society or by the media we've been consuming, and when a guy says he's quote unquote a nice guy, then we know 100% that he's not. But I also don't know anybody in real life that calls himself a nice guy and isn't a dickhead. Like in real life, I don't know anyone that says.
Obiora is a nice guy. Sorry, was
Does he
that a
go?
bad name drop?
Does yeah? It's like very. But does he go around saying I'm a nice guy? That's the point.
No.
Exactly. Or like, and it's the thing of being in quote unquote nice guy and expecting something from that. Like it's like girls say they
Yeah,
want a
that's
nice
a good
guy, but
point
when they
because I
get it,
think we just have like a massive sample size on all the people who go out of the way to their nice guys just being
mm-hmm. Always like, oh, I'm a
strange.
nice guy. You should be with me. Stop being with the guys that have hurt you.
Get in the bin, man.
He's like, he first says, I'm a nice guy. Girls say the one nice guys, and when they find one, they don't want him, whatever. And then he follows up by saying, I'm attracted to broken birds, i.e.,
That was
girls that have
strange because you
girls.
always
No,
feel
but
like
what does that mean? That's girls that have either been with non-nice guys or girls that have been like through shit,
trauma
through emotional turmoil. So he believes that he
traumatized.
should
Yeah,
be
so he
the
likes.
savior. He should be the nice guy.
That's
That
just weird.
he's he's such a bad person. And in my
I mean, you
defense,
could say
from episode 1, I thought he was going to be a bad person. Like I
really.
hundred
I was
percent
sort of like I don't really have a fingerprint on this guy. I think now you're trying to like I have a theory. I think he's trying too hard to divorce himself from the
from
behaviors of his
now. Let's
dad and
exactly
granddad.
exactly
But because
now.
he's trying too hard, he ends up being like them.
I don't have a sister theory. I don't know if it's sister or cousin theory, but it's like
Right.
um I think we could see if Mike White is trying to talk about just how 3 generations of toxic masculinity. Right, there's Bert who was from that generation, like the quote unquote the Godfather generation. Like he's just out there. He's saying it. Like he was cheating when like he was hiding it. Like he's 80 and he's still hitting on 20-year-olds. Like he's never hiding anything. Which in a way you can even like, I respect you. like it's
The
just
old
there,
days were
right?
the old days, isn't it? Yeah.
But he's toxic masculinity. And then you have Michael Imperialist character, who
Dumb.
I know everybody's talking about. Look, Aubrey Plaza, great performance. She was the breakout even before the episodes came out. But I think Imperial is doing such good work. I think again the end of this season of episode 3. Oh my god, the turmoil on his face when Albie is like saying like he's the reason that Haley, why do I keep forgetting her name? Haley Lou's character leaves. That you
Portia.
can see on his face, like he's just like he has so much shame for what he's done. Even
Yeah.
though like I'm not
And
going
he
to say he's
just
repentant because that's a
because
bit of a leap,
he's
but he
trying
definitely
so
has the
hard not
shame.
to. He's trying like he sort of told Maria and Lucia,
Lucia
the
and Maya, yeah.
Lucia, sorry, about it's over with,
Mm-hmm.
and you could just know this is not lasting.
Oh, I mean, even the episode before when he tells Lucia to go, and she's like,
Exactly, it
well,
happened
Mia
before, and
is
it's
here, and
like,
it's like, oh, well,
you know,
I mean, I
last
am
time it
nothing
took
but a
6
man.
hours. It's going to take 12 hours this time. You're going to be back on your bullshit.
So I'm not going to go after and say he's repentant or he's changing because he tries to say he's changed to Albie, and Albie's like, are you? Because I think Albie definitely knows. Albie's like, are you actually changing?
But
So,
it's
but
like,
I think he
what?
has the shame. I think he definitely has the shame. Like you can see the shame when Laura Dern is shouting at him over the phone in episode 1.
And I mean, it sort of all leads back to that question on what was so bad that he did
I think
that
it's
made his
I
daughter and
I think it's
his
just basic. I think it's just constant cheating. I don't think it's anything more.
really.
I don't think it's just being
I
a
think
serial
there's something
cheater.
there
You think there's something like
because
what?
I mean, there was that bit when they went to the sightseeing place around Sicily, and I think Bert made a little remark about how
A little?
well,
He was like,
that
this
was
guy
a big remark.
raped
'Cause
this
I was
guy's
like, wait,
daughter
wait,
and he
what? I
still
had to take that
forgave
back.
him.
Yes, and I was like, you couldn't have possibly done anything that bad. And the camera just cut to him. I was like, oh, okay.
What do you think he went full Weinstein?
I don't know if he went full Weinstein. I mean, he's a movie producer. I guess
Yeah,
there's
I
that
know. I
dynamic,
mean,
but
they went as far to say that he's a movie producer, and I feel like
so
Mike White
it's
will not
like,
just say that randomly. Yeah, you're right.
you know, I don't know.
I guess
I don't think.
I don't want to put any abuse on him yet until or rather any assault on him yet until
I
we
feel
get
you
to
have to. I mean,
but
you have to come with
maybe
all possibilities, Bankole.
yeah. I just
And
thought he was
it's
just like a serial cheat. Like he's been doing and they've been catching him and he's been apologizing and now just like I can't do this anymore. But you're right, the explosion does seem like a lot.
I feel like I think he's probably like a sex addict, and that's
Oh no, he's definitely a sex addict.
definitely a
Yeah.
sex addict, and that kind of that went left
Yeah,
basically.
because I mean, he says it's sex addict, and you can be like, okay, are you really sex addict? But then that scene in the bar when he's just looking at all the women, you're like, oh yeah, this guy's
This
struggling.
guy's
This
so
guy is
far down the deep
he's
end, yeah,
struggling to
and
keep it together. No, so but yeah, in terms of the three generations of toxic masculinity, I think his is like he's a quote unquote a feminist, right? That's what he says.
I was about to say, but he's a feminist.
Which is another thing that we've been conditioned to. Like, if a man says he's a feminist, then or says it in defense or whatever. So I think he's someone that he thinks he's not all that bad, right? What he does is he sleeps with women. Like he's not. It's not as if he's like. Which is why I don't think he. Which is why I don't want to think he assaults women or has any assault in his history. I feel like that would then make what he stands a bit weird because if he actually believes, unless he doesn't see it as assault. So which I guess
Can we
lots of
bash
them
Portia
don't.
for a bit? Hold on.
Can we do what?
Can we bash Portia for a bit?
Okay, that's random, but go ahead.
She hasn't seen The Godfather.
That's
You
rude,
you
and you
haven't
know
seen The
why.
Godfather. Let's bash you as well.
Okay, but look,
Insane. I've been telling you.
people that have
Hold
listened
on.
to this
I've
podcast
been
know
telling
that
you to
happens in
watch
The Godfather.
this freaking masterpiece. Well, one and two are masterpieces. Three was a money grab for almost 3.5 years now, and I always fall on deaf ears because you're busy watching. What are you watching?
Well, I'm watching TV shows to keep this podcast alive.
You're watching TV shows to keep this podcast
No,
alive. But
I have nothing against The Godfather, and I'm going to watch. But here's the thing: whenever I watch The Godfather, something comes. Like for example, now I'd have probably watched it this Christmas. Probably wouldn't have watched it this Christmas. But anyways, but now I can't watch it for a few months because now I know that Michael's wife dies in a car bomb. So now I have to wait a few months for that to leave my brain before I watch Godfather again.
yeah, but it's like that's not that part.
Okay,
Yeah,
I will watch the
that
Godfather. Like
passes.
Godfather is
Fine.
not going anywhere. That's the problem. Like I have to watch things that are coming out now because I need to keep up. But Godfather is not going anywhere. Like I'm
Godfather
going
is
to
not
watch the
going anywhere, but
Godfather.
that's just staple of. And after I watched them, to watch Apocalypse Now, Bank. I've
What's
been
the
telling you
staple
that
of?
for
What's the
4
staple
years.
of American cinema? Are you
Pardon me?
like Bert? What's the Godfather staple of American cinema?
Well, I haven't watched another staple apparently, which is Star Wars. So
What?
I don't want to talk
Okay,
too much.
well we're really going off track.
I've watched Star Wars as well.
Yeah, I'm with Star Wars. That's just different. I'm not even.
Bankole, the lead
I'm not
host of the
fighting
Popcorn
that. I'm not a
Friends
Star Wars
podcast.
person. Um, Uh, okay, you really want everyone just turned off. Everyone's like, "What? This podcast? They don't even watch Star Wars
What's going
or
on, man?
Godfather? We're
What's going
going
on?
away." No. So I think he's is like he wants to believe he's a good person. Like he wants to believe he's a feminist. He wants to believe that he married a strong woman. He wants to believe that he whatever. But he clearly doesn't respect that strong woman that he married because he's going around cheating every time. Like he's going
Piping,
around cheating
man. Yeah.
everything. So, and I think Albie Zone will probably be the, for lack of a better term, the Gen Z toxic
That
masculine
guy looks
person.
so much like Shawn Mendes, by the way.
He actually, you just saying that now is actually just yeah, you're right.
I just can't leave my mind.
I
Yeah.
didn't even
He's
know that.
tall like him as well.
But I think he'll be like the Gen Z. I'm not trying to put this on Gen Zs, but like the Gen Z toxic masculine
Well, the
person.
Gen Z sort of liberal.
Yeah, he's like everything, and then I fear that we might be watching his radicalization.
Mm-hmm.
Like imagine if I watch it because like what does Portia is like? You need to be more aggressive, and then if Portia says no, I'm not feeling this, and then she goes to sleep with that Italian guy or that guy in the hotel, I'm like,
So how could you do
are
this
we
to me?
watching
How
Albie's
dare you?
radicalization in real time? Like, are we watching him become an incel in real
Mm-hmm.
time?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and look, I don't know how to put this. Like, he does things
Or, I
like,
mean, could say that, like,
mhm,
that's a good point, bro. You could say, like, oh, if he finds out that, she's sleeping with, or she slept with an Italian guy,
mhm.
he could just have a threesome with prostitutes, and that kind of cycle restarts again.
Yeah,
It's
but he would
prostitutes,
not do
sex
that.
workers.
He would not do that because he wants to believe that he's better than his dad. The same way Imperialist character wants to believe that he's better than his own father. Do you
Right.
get what I mean?
Okay.
But it'd be very interesting though if the sex workers just keep on floating through every storyline in this show.
They
Next thing
are
they're with Tanya
they
and
are
Haley Louis
amazing, man.
Richardson.
Yeah.
No, but so I think like I mean look, should we talk about the case quickly? The case in episode 2. It's a
that was
weird kiss.
so. That
It's
was
a
like
very weird
actually, let me not
kiss.
say anything, but
Like
that was strange.
he asks her to kiss her, right? Completely fine in my opinion. I don't know what general consensus is on that, but I think if you can ask her, she said yes. But that kiss, and this is a girl, obviously to his credit, he doesn't know that, but she's the girl that says she wants to be thrown around by an Italian man. And he basically kisses her like she's his cousin in Game of Thrones. Not even the Game of
Really,
Thrones kissing cousin thing. Obviously not cousin because you're not gonna kiss your cousin in the lips. But like
wrong,
it's like
wrong HBO show.
wrong situation. It's the most it's the most passionless like kiss ever. It's barely a peck. Like
I
it's like
mean, talk about awkward moments. That's an awkward kiss, Bankole.
yeah, and I'm just like, what is
But
going on
oh
here? Like it's
man,
one thing if you had kissed up a plan and not gone into the room because you want to respect it, that's fine. Nobody's saying sex has to happen. But like the kiss is like even Portia is like, what just happened? Like her eyes are still closed like seconds after. She's like, I'm waiting, what's
ick,
the next one?
ick straight away.
Straight in that moment. It grew. Um so yeah, I think like he's the type of person that thinks he's a good guy and actually thinks he knows things about gender constructs and about why the Godfather is
And
bad
yeah, and he probably
and
thinks
about
like because I'm a
why
good guy,
yeah, and then when
I
he
deserve
realizes
some
that
muffin.
so now what happens when he realizes that he doesn't deserve
And
because
then once he
he's
doesn't
a
get the muffin, it's like, you know,
muffin.
how does he how does he
How
react
does he
to that?
react? Yeah, and I think the show for anyone who thinks Albie is a
Fucking
good person,
muffin.
I think the show will be like, no, it's just a constant cycle.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair to Mike White Lotus season 1 was also about the cycle and breaking out of that cycle and not being able to break out of that cycle. Obviously, Steve Zahn's son breaks out of cycle in season 1, but Alex Daddario doesn't break out of the cycle. She goes back. Sydney Sweeney and her black friend to go back. Like the cycle continues. So yeah, no. I think that from episode 1, I thought he was bad, and then every episode just kept on compounding it for me that like this guy is not
Really.
the
If
good
someone I was kind of
person.
like, oh, this guy might be the most redeeming character on the show. Who is the most redeeming character on the show?
Oh, for now is Harper
Portia, yeah.
because all she's not I guess Portia. Yeah, I forgot about Portia. I meant Harper, Aubrey Plaza's character,
Oh, Harper. Oh, my bad. Sorry.
because Harper's only thinks that she's a hater, and everybody's a hater in real life. Like we're all haters for one thing. Like she hasn't done
Hmm.
anything that bad. I guess Portia could be Portia. Yeah, Portia. Because the thing about Portia is the moment we see Portia, she's being put down on like like Tanya's
Hmm.
like stay in your room. She's like I have to eat. I love
Yeah,
how
it's like
everybody keeps on just saying I love to
that's
eat. Like that's the thing that everyone just keeps on saying. Like Bert is like you have to eat. I'm like
I've
She also
got to
needs
eat,
sun,
man.
but okay.
Got to eat.
Um,
If you go to Italy, would you be more of like a pizza or a pasta guy?
I've never had. Um, I'm this is something I'm thinking about. I've never had Italian pizza. I want to have like pizza.
It's much better.
Yeah, all I've had is like
It's monster.
the pizza we know, right? The Domino's, the
Domino's,
pepper,
isn't
all these
it?
things. I want to have like what Italians actually call pizza and see if it's maybe I'm just a pleb and I'll just want the Domino's.
You're just so conditioned to shitty
Yeah,
Domino's that
but
it's like
I've never.
it's
So
tasting shit.
I want to have like authentic Italian pizza very soon.
Yeah, man. I mean, some shots in the show are just like, fucking, hell, I want to go on holiday
Yeah,
right
no.
now.
Okay, quickly, let's talk about the sex workers because I love them.
I I love their interactions with Valentina, the hotel lobbyist. It's because she's just looking down on them, and they're like, and she's and they're like,
That moment
I
when
know you
he's trying
think
to
I'm
put,
shit, but I'm still living
yeah,
my best life, so I'm gonna do
yeah.
what I want to do. And she's like, oh, fine. Like there's that
I mean,
little scene in episode
mhm,
2 where Dom, Michael Imperillo's character, puts them up in a room, and she's
mhm.
trying to say, "Are you sure you want to put them in a room? Are you really, really, really sure?" And
What
it's
does she
like,
say? She's like, I need to get another bed. He was like, put it in another bed. He was like, what? You guys are all gonna sleep on the same bed?
and I just, I don't know. I think she's my favorite character. She's just amazing, man. And she just hates everybody. And there's
Do
that little
you?
scene.
No, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
There's that scene in episode 3 where her colleague, compliments her. And she's like, "Oh,
What do you think
okay."
about that scene? Go on and talk about. I had on my notes. What do you think about? I think that scene is incredible.
It was pretty endearing. I was like,
I
a
think
little, a
she
little
was so
warmth in my
touched.
heart,
She
actually.
was so touched when Isabella
Yeah,
said that.
just
She
like,
was like,
oh,
"Oh
this
my
is
god!"
nice.
Like, I think it was the first time anyone has actually like recognized her for her work and said
Well,
like, "Well
someone who
done."
recognized her at the start of the episode
Not for
in the
her
coffee
work,
shop.
not for her work.
Someone who recognized her at the start of the episode.
And
What's
like
your
she's
favorite
someone that
coffee?
she has lunch alone with two kittens. Like she's living a pretty lonely life
Yeah. All she does is like,
and
serve these rich people and
and very much like Amand in season one. Her job is her life. And then
yeah.
obviously it's like which leads me, do you wish or do
Which
you
means she's
miss
dying, isn't it?
Jesus Christ, what? Oh,
Past.
yeah, I mean I listened to someone and someone made a good point about how like it's probably gonna be the poorer people that die. It's probably not going to be Ethan or Harper. Like, it's not probably not going to be a rich person that dies because that's what Mike White is interested in telling. But
Wouldn't that be too obvious though? But
well,
anyway,
I mean,
Karen.
we'll see. But do you miss the like kind of like the upstairs downstairs thing, like getting to know about the employees as well in season
Yeah.
one? Do
I
you
do
miss that
miss
in
that.
season
I
two?
want more of her.
Of her, right? Yeah, I think we
I
might get
want
more, obviously in episode three we get more. I think we might get more as we go. I don't want too much.
not too much, because
Yeah,
Armand
I
was
don't. I don't
just
think I
out.
want Amand.
That
Amand
guy
was a
was
lot.
out of control.
And I liked Amand, but I don't think we want as much of Amand as we.
No.
I don't think we want as much as we had for Amanda for her. And I guess the sex workers Mia and Lucia kind of replaced kind of like Natasha Rothwell's character and maybe
So do you
even
think like Mia's? I mean, she's going to end up with a. She's going to sign a record deal, 360 though.
she's
She's
not
going
gonna
to sign
sign
a
it.
360 deal, isn't she? Am I?
I don't think she's gonna be that lucky. I don't think this is gonna work well
Ah.
for her.
So do you think like Mike White saying there's a sliver of hope here for one of the locals, but I'm just going to take it and crush it in
Yeah,
front
I
of
mean
your
it could be
eyes?
like, look, everyone no, you don't have to be the 1% to hold sex as to have power in sexual relationships. Like this
Hmm.
guy is a lowly musician who is singing at a hotel, right? And he's lording what he has over this girl that's just trying to aspire. He's like, okay, let's have sex. And she's not even a sex worker. He's like, let's be friends with benefits essentially, and I'll make your dreams come true. And he's nothing. Like he probably goes nine out
Probably
of ten times
Bossk,
in
isn't it?
his life, like people putting down on him, and that he's found the one place where
Yeah.
he can be. Like so, yeah, I think that might be. We'll see. I don't have much hope that she's going to end the season with a record deal. I don't think that's what's going to happen.
316.
I don't think he can. I think he's all shit. All shit. I don't think he has the power to do that, but we'll see. Um, but yeah, no, yeah. I mean, going into the
Yeah,
next
I don't
episode.
know. Like 'cause initially, watching the first season of White Lotus, I was like, "What the fuck am I watching right now? This is pretty bizarre stuff."
So
But
I
I
think
think I
I'm
do
enjoying
have.
this more than I enjoyed the first season.
I think so as well.
Yeah, I,
Like the
I think
first,
this season is funny for me. I laugh every episode.
did I laugh last season?
Well, there were
What was
probably
funny
some, but
last
not
season?
not laugh out loud. I don't think I laughed out loud.
Not
Like
really,
there's
because when you think about it, it was like Sydney Sweeney. That was weird.
yeah.
That was just strange.
Maybe Amon
Maybe
made me laugh
Armand
once in a
was the
while.
was a
Yeah, I
comedic.
don't think I laughed. This season I've laughed.
I
like
have laughed.
I've
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
laughed.
Obviously, Coolidge as well. Well, actually,
Mm,
Coolidge was annoying last year because she had sort of, I guess that was the sort of part of letting go and stuff. But
yeah. I mean, one
yeah,
thing, just quickly, one thing that was mentioned that we realized in this episode is that Greg is no longer dying, obviously, which we obviously assumed, but it's confirmed that he's been healed. Um,
he wants that. He wants that cash flow, man. He ain't getting
okay, but okay,
ridiculous.
before we go, do you have the best performance of maybe, let's say, the
Best.
episode or the
Well, I've
season so
got.
far?
Hold on. I'm gonna
Oh,
ask
you
you. I
have.
was actually gonna
Oh,
ask. I'm
okay,
gonna
go
ask
ahead.
this person that was supposed to turn
Oh
up.
my god.
It's three quotes. So one is a really nice quote. Don't spend your life chasing emotionally unavailable men. Quote. That's,
Mm-hmm. Make it a quote, yeah.
it's hard to be just friends with beautiful women like you. I heard you say
Such a
that
sle-
last
such a
2 weeks Saturday,
sleaze
didn't
bag.
you?
Such a sleaze bag.
And the
It's
third
like,
one
well,
is
you
what I
know,
say
it's
before.
just hard.
What I say before every night out. Let's
Mm-hmm.
fun.
Let's fun. Who said that?
That was Theo
Oh yeah,
James.
yeah.
Let's fun.
Oh, that was an incredible scene. When you talk about when he was like,
Let's
"Who are
fun to
you?"
drugs.
He's like, "Who are you with these drugs?" Oh my god.
Let's fun. And boom. That's the start of
Let's fun.
either a really nice night out or really big
One you never
mistake.
remember. Mm-hmm.
A really big mistake. But what are the best act? Who did I really enjoy the last episodes?
Well, for me, what you think? For me, episode 3 is definitely Imperiali. I think he had the best performance. And it's little things. It's very little things, but like it's just.
Mm,
I do think, like I mentioned earlier, I
I mean,
think Will
Daphne was
Sharp.
amazing as well.
Who?
Daphne,
Oh yeah. But
Cameron's
I think.
wife.
Oh man, that's true. That scene as well. Will Sharp has his own scene as well. I mean, look, like you said, everyone's just good. Maybe we can. Everyone's just good across the board.
It's just a good. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just good TV, man. HBO.
Weirdest white person.
Weirdest white person.
Mine is Tanya.
I was gonna say Coolidge as well. I mean,
It will always be Tanya. I don't think she'll help you.
I think Ethan. I mean, he runs every. I just can't get that out of my mind. He runs
Yeah,
everyone
but
for
did you see
holiday.
his body? Like, do you see his
He's
abs?
not the most
I was
unfit
like,
of people.
I was like, you know what, fair enough. If you run every day and this is the result, then fair
It's
enough.
really
Do what
hot
you're
in
doing.
it's really hot down there, Bankole.
Yeah, but imagine how many calories he's burning.
He's burning a
20,000
lot of
steps in
calories. To
that
be fair. I
heat.
guess it's
Yeah,
like he was not the biggest drinker, but if you want to justify adding all those calories during a holiday,
yeah. But he
yeah,
was going through
fair
it,
enough.
man. I'm so excited for episode 4 to see like the fallout because he was stressed. He was not having a good time. And I'm so happy he didn't go ahead with the cheating. Like,
I
oh,
was
some people might say he cheated. I don't know. We'll find out what the audience
oh
think.
Hadio though, freaking Hadio. Oh, I fucking say her name. Should have
Okay,
had your head on his spike. You said he didn't really cheat,
maybe.
but the game is the
Um,
game. Go charge to the game, man. That's what it is. But yeah, I guess that's. I've got any more thoughts on White Lotus
no. I mean, obviously, I
2023?
didn't.
It's just great TV, isn't it?
Yeah. Thank you for bringing me in last minute.
Last minute
Um,
coming in, batting clean up.
but no, like I said,
Stuff.
I'm enjoying. I don't think it's make my top 10. I don't think it's that. Look, this has been a very good season of a very good year of TV. Like so
Well,
right now,
Severance came out, didn't it? It came out
I
this
mean,
year.
bro,
Fucking hell.
I'm in the mind space of creating my top 10. Obviously, like I said, we're going to do the episode,
Oh, I might do that
and
as well.
and every time I think, I'm like, oh, that's obviously my top 10. I'm like, oh wait, no, this show came out this year. Like Severance, like I said, came out this year. I don't think you've seen The Bear. The Bear came out this year.
How did someone to watch The Bear?
We Own This City came out this year.
That came out this year as
We Own
well.
This City came out this year. And I'm just like, oh my God. I don't know what I'm going to do when I'm doing my top 10. It's like Barry
Is The
had
Bear
that
HBO?
season. Yeah, when did this HBO? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Barry had that season this year. That incredible season.
HBO. Severance
So,
was Apple TV. Slow Horse was Apple
yeah.
TV. Back
hmm
Soul, Netflix.
So it's what AMC.
This has been obviously industry, obviously Succession.
Yeah, so like no Succession not come out
Jeez,
this
man, I
year,
didn't
thank
really
God.
clock it. Like, this is a really
It's
good.
been a ridiculous year. It's been a very, very
So I
good
was
year. So
thinking,
I
I
don't
haven't
know.
really watched that many movies, but I just like, wow.
So I don't even know
Watched
how
a lot more.
I'm going to my top 10. But yeah, no, I don't know if it's gonna make my top 10, that's what I'm trying to say. But like I've
I know all
enjoyed
my
so
top
far.
movies already so far.
Well, you said, yeah. Do you want to pitch it for them to go and listen to watch it?
Please, everybody on go watch All Quiet on the Western Front on Netflix.
It's like a German war movie, right?
It's a German war movie. I know, German. It's not English. Still subtitles.
They
But
watch
that
Dark. I'm
is,
sure they can watch it.
you can watch it. You guys are all,
They're grown up.
clever
They're adults.
people. You guys be
Yeah.
fine. But that is insane.
I should
Probably
go. I
one
should
of the
go watch that
best
actually.
top 3 war movies I've ever watched in my life, I'd say.
Wow. Really? That's it.
Yeah.
What? Really? So you're first of all, you're saying it's more than the ones that have come out in recent times, i.e., Dunkirk, 1917.
It's better than 1917. It's literally 1917. It's better than 1917.
Is it World War One or World War Two?
World War One, 1917 as well.
Better than Dunkirk?
So my top 3 will be Saving Private Ryan,
Yeah.
that, and
Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now. Yeah, but
So it's
Apocalypse
better
Now,
than
I don't know,
Dunkirk.
is that a war movie? That's just
I don't know.
that's just weird. It's
So
just
better than
so
Dunkirk.
weird.
That's what you're saying. Better than Dunkirk.
Yeah, it's so realistic, Bankole. It's
Fair enough.
gritty. It's really gritty and dirty and yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Go watch that. Out of words.
Speaking of, I managed to book because Glass Onion is in cinemas for a week.
Funny is I watched the trailer before clicking record on this.
Yeah,
podcast,
I don't know if they're still. If you guys should check, maybe they're still selling tickets, but it's in Cineworld cinemas for a week. So I'm going to watch that on the 23rd. I'm excited for that.
When is in the cinemas?
23rd.
Oh, it's December.
But I think it's on Netflix early December.
Because I saw I think it's in the cinemas. Is it November? End of November.
23rd. 23rd
right?
of November.
Yeah. Okay, I think I should be back from the holiday. Good.
Check. I don't know. Tickets might be sold out, but you can
really?
check.
Wow. We need more.
So I'm excited for that.
We need more whodunits, man. I don't care. Enough with all the serial killer bullshit. Give us 10 people in a house. Someone killed somebody, and we're all trying to find out.
Have you seen?
That's all I want.
Have you seen? Look How They Run. Look at How They Run. The Sam Rockwell, Saoirse Ronan one. Check it up. It's out.
Also,
anyways,
before we dip,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tale of the Jackal, one of the best thrillers of all time, is having a remake. I think the movie came out in like 1960s, 70s, something, and there's a horrible remake with Bruce Willis. I think in the 90s, and it's going to be remade next year in a TV series, of course.
By
it never gets
who's
remade
in
into
it?
a movie. It's basically an assassination attempt at president. It's Bankole. I mean,
do you know who's in the remake? Like the upcoming one?
I forgot. I think they've only got
That's fine.
showrunners, but I can't remember who it was.
Do you know the platform?
Netflix.
Oh,
I hope.
okay.
I think it's Netflix. I'm not sure.
Right.
But that's getting remade, and I'm really gassed about it.
Okay.
But yeah, is that enough recommendations?
Yeah, I think I might cut out all of that. We'll see.
No power recommendation. Anyway,
oh my God, can you stop,
guys?
We'll lose our black audience.
Anyway, guys, thank you again for listening to the White Lotus episode 23, season 2. Well, actually, say the season before the episode, shouldn't you?
Yeah, you should.
Thank you, Bankole, for coming, batting in, super sub.
Mm-hmm.
Really enjoyed this little conversation. Obviously, guys, don't forget to rate, review on all platforms. Drop us
share
DMs.
with your friends.
Share with your friends. Drop us hates in our, DMs. Any suggestions? Anything you want to talk about? Any suggestions for the podcast? If you like this sort of 2 episode per podcast for this, drop us feedback. See if we could implement it going forward. And yeah, my name is Jibs. Thank you again, Bankole. And
thank you.
We'll see you next week when Aubrey Plaza joins us for an exclusive interview. Okay. Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Bye.